Hey you, yes you, the one quietly carrying the weight of trying to change. You've been searching for something that sticks. Maybe you've read the books, watched the motivational clips, written the goals, tried to stay positive, but still, something's not clicking. You feel stuck. Now pause for a moment. Two people lose their jobs. One blames the economy, resents his boss, and falls into despair. The other gets up earlier, sharpens his skills, and starts over with purpose. Same setback, two completely different responses. Why? Because it's not the event that breaks us. It's how we respond to it. It's not the chaos around us. It's the mindset within us. That's why Stoicism isn't just ancient wisdom. It's modern survival. In a world filled with noise, distraction, and emotional reactivity, Stoicism reminds us of one timeless truth. You are not at the mercy of your emotions. You are not defined by your past. You are the one in control. Fixing your life doesn't begin with your job, your income, or your relationships. It starts with your mind. And when the mind is clear, everything else begins to align. But I'll be honest, what we're going to cover isn't soft, comforting advice. It's direct. It's challenging. It will call out the parts of you that are still making excuses. These are not feel-good quotes. They're wake-up calls. This is for those who are tired of reacting, tired of living on autopilot, tired of crumbling under pressure. If that's where you are, then you're exactly where you need to be. In this video, we're diving into 10 Stoic rules, rooted in the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. But we won't be quoting them just to sound smart. We'll be breaking their principles down into clear, practical tools you can live by today. We'll talk about emotional resilience, mental discipline, self-awareness, and the uncomfortable, necessary work of becoming the person you were meant to be. With each rule, I'll share a Stoic quote, not as decoration, but as a compass, something to reflect on, to live by. So before we begin with rule number 1, here's what I want from you. If you're ready to stop pointing fingers, if you're ready to stop being driven by your impulses, if you're ready to rebuild from the inside out, drop this in the comments. I will no longer live at the mercy of my emotions. And if this message resonates with you, like, comment, share it with someone who needs this, and subscribe. Most importantly, don't skip anything. Each rule builds on the next, and every one of them has the power to shift how you see yourself and your life. Let's begin. 1. Stop negotiating with your weakness. You must build up your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible. And no one can keep you from this. Marcus Aurelius. One of the most common traps people fall into when trying to change their lives is this. They try to reason with their weakness. They tell themselves things like, "One more hour of sleep won't matter. I'll start tomorrow. It's just one last message." But every time you negotiate with your lower self, it gains more ground. And slowly, quietly, it becomes who you are. Here's the truth. The strongest version of you isn't lost. It's simply been buried under years of comfort, excuses, and emotional avoidance. It's there, but it needs to be uncovered through action. Consistent, sometimes uncomfortable action. You can't build a disciplined life if you fold every time things feel inconvenient. You can't rebuild your identity if you back down every time boredom, loneliness, or fear knocks. The Stoics understood this with brutal clarity. They didn't train for ease. They trained for difficulty. Because they knew that every small resistance, every temptation overcome, every discomfort embraced, was a victory of character, a sharpening of the soul. So ask yourself honestly, when the alarm rings, do you rise with intention, or do you reach for comfort? When fear surfaces, do you breathe through it and stay present, or do you distract yourself into numbness? When old habits whisper, "Just one more time," do you hold the line or do you cave? The truth is simple. You cannot create a new life with the same mindset that broke the old one. Discipline is not punishment. It's the highest form of self-respect. There is no peace without it, no greatness without sacrifice, and no lasting transformation until you face your weakness and say, "Not today." Every time you choose comfort over strength, you don't just lose time, you lose alignment with the person you're meant to become. So next time you feel the pull to delay, to escape, to return to what no longer serves you, don't explain it away. Don't make deals with the part of you that's held you back. Stand firm. Act anyway. Choose strength again and again. Because warriors aren't born in comfort. They're built, action by action. And it doesn't matter how long you've been stuck or how often you've failed. The moment you stop negotiating with your weakness, you begin to return to yourself. Drop this in the comments. No more deals with weakness. I choose strength. 2. Control your reactions or be controlled by them. It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Epictetus. Picture this. Two people hear the same insult. One shrugs and moves on. The other carries it around for days, letting it shape their mood, their thoughts, their confidence. Same words, same moment. Two completely different experiences. Why? Because it's not the event that hurts us. It's the story we attach to it. It's the meaning we give it and how we react to it. It's not the traffic jam, the rejection, or the difficult person that creates suffering. It's how we interpret those things, how quickly we let them take root inside us. Most people live as emotional hostages. They hand their peace over to strangers, to headlines, to a rude message, to anything outside their control. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. You can't control everything that happens, but you can control your response. And in that response is your freedom. Let that settle in. Every time you react impulsively, snapping at someone, overthinking a situation, spiraling over a comment, you give your power away. And worse, you become predictable. Anyone who knows your emotional buttons can control your behavior. Pull the right string, and you'll react exactly as expected. That's not strength, that's surrender. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So how do you reclaim that power? Step 1. Slow down. When you feel triggered, don't act. Pause. Breathe. Step back. Ask yourself, what part of this can I control? If the answer is nothing external, then the only battle worth fighting is the one inside. Step 2. Separate fact from fiction. She insulted me. That's a fact. I'm not good enough. That's a story you created. Train yourself to see things as they are, not as your emotions distort them to be. This clarity doesn't come overnight, but every time you practice it, you become mentally stronger. Step 3. Reclaim your peace. Peace doesn't mean becoming passive. It means becoming unshakable. It means responding with intention, not impulse. It's choosing to act from clarity, not chaos. To speak with calm, not anger. To hold your center, even when the world around you tries to pull you off balance. People who master this are powerful, not because they dominate others, but because they refuse to be dominated by themselves. And make no mistake, this is a trainable skill. You're not born calm. You become calm by choice, by practice, by awareness. Each time you pause instead of react. Each time you respond with reason instead of rage. You prove to yourself, you are not your emotions. You are the one observing them. You are the master, not the storm. So the next time someone tests your patience, remember this. Their words only have power if you give them power. Their behavior isn't a reflection of you, but your response always is. You want to fix your life? Start by protecting your peace like it's sacred. Stop reacting to everything like your inner world is up for auction. Respond like a warrior, deliberate, calm, grounded, because the person who owns their reactions owns their life. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My peace is mine. I will not hand it over. 3. Do the hard things, especially when you don't feel like it. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Epictetus. Let's be honest, most people already know what they need to do. Wake up earlier, say no more often, exercise, have the tough conversations, let go of what no longer serves them. The problem isn't knowledge, it's action. Why don't they do it? Because it's hard, because it's uncomfortable, because their emotions speak louder than their intentions. And that's where the shift must happen. The ancient Stoics didn't wait to feel ready. They trained themselves to expect resistance, to lean into discomfort, not avoid it. Because they understood, if your actions are controlled by your feelings, you'll rarely do what matters. You won't always feel like doing the right thing. You won't always be motivated. But strength is not about how you feel. It's about what you do, in spite of how you feel. That's the difference between the disciplined and the distracted. The disciplined act with purpose, even when it's inconvenient. They don't wait for the right mood. They make the right move. Every time you choose the hard path when it would be easier not to, you grow. You build grit. You forge resilience. Going to the gym when you're exhausted. Having the difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Showing up for your goals without applause. These moments shape you. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Think about how often you've delayed action, not because it was impossible, but because you convinced yourself it would be too hard. If you want to fix your life, you must stop running from discomfort. Start walking toward it, because the things you avoid today become the regrets you carry tomorrow. You will never feel fully ready, and if you wait for perfect timing, you'll lose years you can't get back. So what do? You act. You show up, even when your emotions protest, even when no one's watching, even when nothing feels easy, because that is when strength is born, not in comfort, but in resistance. Remember this, you can choose the pain of discipline now, or the pain of regret later. But either way, you will face discomfort. Only one of those paths leads to growth. So stop chasing ease. Stop looking for shortcuts. Real change is hard, but it's also worth it. Every difficult step you take today creates a more grounded future tomorrow. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Discipline over comfort. I do the hard things. 4. Cut the noise. Master your focus. If you are everywhere, you are nowhere. Seneca. Let's be real. We live in a world that never stops shouting. Notifications, messages, headlines, opinions, drama, warnings, distractions. It's constant. And if you don't protect your focus, it will be stolen from you, piece by piece, until your life feels scattered, foggy, disconnected. Here's the truth. You cannot rebuild your life with a fragmented mind. Focus is not a luxury. It's a necessity. It's the foundation for clarity, growth, and peace. The Stoics knew this deeply. They weren't just advocates for silence and stillness. They were warriors of intention. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness. Not multitasking, not chasing inspiration, just full, deliberate presence." Now ask yourself, how often are you fully here? How much of your energy is lost to scrolling, comparing, worrying, reacting? Your problem may not be laziness. It may be noise. You're not unmotivated. You're overwhelmed by too many inputs pulling your mind in too many directions. And here's the quiet danger. A distracted mind becomes a wasted life. So what can you do? Step 1. Cut the digital noise. Turn off the notifications that don't serve you. Create space, mentally and physically, for stillness. Use your phone with intention, not as an escape. Step 2. Create sacred time for deep focus. Even just 1 hour a day. No interruptions, no multitasking. Just you and the work that matters. This is where clarity lives. This is where momentum is born. Step 3. Train your attention. Practice being fully present in the simple things: eating, walking, reading. When you do this, you're not just practicing mindfulness. You're reclaiming your ability to choose where your energy goes. Because the truth is, the world will always try to claim your attention, but you get to decide what deserves it. A Stoic doesn't chase everything. A Stoic chooses. Because a focused mind is a powerful mind. It can build. It can lead. It can heal. Your ability to fix your life is tied directly to your ability to focus. Don't let noise rob you of your future. Starting today, cut the meaningless, silence the distractions, and give your full attention to what actually builds the life you want. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I control my focus. My attention builds my future. 5. Stop seeking approval. You don't need permission to grow. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own. Marcus Aurelius. Pause with that for a moment. We say we want growth. We talk about becoming stronger, more disciplined, more grounded. But then we hesitate, we shrink, we overthink. Why? Because we fear how others might perceive us. We seek approval before we act. We ask for permission, without realizing we've handed over our power. Here's the truth. Stoicism makes impossible to ignore. You cannot fix your life while waiting for others to clap for your every move. You cannot become who you're meant to be if you're trying to stay likable, comfortable, or familiar. The world isn't obligated to support your growth. And the more you evolve, the more resistance you may face. Not just from strangers, but from those closest to you. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because your discipline may expose their distractions. Your clarity might confront their confusion. Your confidence might challenge their comfort. So they doubt you. They joke. They question your changes. Why? Because it's easier to keep you as the version they once knew than to accept who you're becoming. But a Stoic doesn't shape their path around the approval of others. They live by virtue, not validation, by truth, not trends. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." That means you must be willing to be misunderstood, to be doubted, to stand alone when necessary. If you fear judgment more than you desire growth, you'll stay stuck, quiet, polite, and hidden. Here's the honest truth. No one is coming to give you permission. No one is required to believe in you, and no one can walk your path for you. The moment you stop seeking approval is the moment you start moving freely. You stop waiting. You start building. You stop explaining. You start becoming. So if they laugh at your new boundaries, let them. If they question your silence or your ambition, let them. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to become unshakable. And if walking this road means walking alone for a while, walk it with pride. Because freedom doesn't come from being liked. It comes from owning who you are becoming, fully and unapologetically. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to let go of approval. I don't need permission. I choose growth. 6. Silence is power. Speak less, master more. Let silence be your general rule, or say only what is necessary, and in few words. Epictetus. In a world that constantly talks, those who stay silent stand out. We live in a time where everyone wants to be heard, but very few want to listen. Everyone wants to appear wise, but few take the time to become wise. The result? Noise, constant noise, opinions without thought, reactions without reflection. But the Stoics saw silence differently. To them, silence was not weakness. It was strength under control. Why? Because the one who speaks less often sees more. They listen deeply. They observe without reacting. They move with intention, not impulse. Want to build a stronger mind? Start with your words. Not everything deserves a reaction. Not every comment requires your energy. Not every thought needs to be spoken aloud. In fact, the more you talk, the more you reveal. Your fears, your insecurities, your plans, your emotions. But silence keeps your power close. It protects your peace. It keeps your direction private and your energy intact. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." And one of the first things to master is your mouth. Because here's the trap. When you speak constantly, explaining, defending, justifying, you're reacting. You're playing on someone else's field, not building your own. Let others chase attention. Let others seek validation. You stay grounded. You move quietly. You act deliberately. Now, silence isn't passivity. It's presence. It's choosing when to speak and when to hold. It's letting your actions speak louder than any words ever could. Silence is also your protection. From arguments that lead nowhere. From outbursts that cost you respect. From giving away your vision to people who can't handle it. So how do you practice this? Step 1. Delay your reaction. Not everything needs an instant reply. Not every insult needs a comeback. Let time do the heavy lifting. Step 2. Be okay with being misunderstood. Silence often confuses people. That's fine. You're not here to be decoded. You're here to build. Step 3. Become, don't perform. While others talk about power, you cultivate it quietly. While they broadcast their goals, you work in stillness. The Stoic path is not loud. It is focused, disciplined, intentionally silent. So stop oversharing. Stop draining your energy through constant words. Let your silence create mystery. Let your silence reflect strength. Let your silence remind the world. You're focused on becoming. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to master your voice. I will let silence speak for my strength. 9. Discipline is greater than motivation. Build it daily. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. Ask yourself this. Are you truly free, or are you just emotionally driven? Most people believe freedom means doing what you want, when you want. But the Stoics saw it differently. True freedom isn't found in impulse. It's found in discipline, doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Motivation feels good, but it's a feeling, not a foundation. It comes and goes. It rises, then fades. Discipline is different. Discipline is built. It's quiet, consistent, and rooted in action, not mood. Discipline is what wakes you up early when comfort says rest. It's what helps you say no when distractions call your name. It's what carries you forward when motivation has long left the room. The Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't depend on feelings. They trained their minds to act from principle, not when it was convenient, but especially when it wasn't. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait for energy or inspiration. He showed up, tired, grieving, under pressure. Why? Because purpose doesn't wait for the perfect mood. It simply moves. If you want real change, stop looking for hacks to feel motivated. Build a daily structure that shapes you into someone who shows up regardless. Wake up at the same time. Train your body. Protect your attention. Feed your mind. Reflect. Repeat. It won't always be exciting, but it will be effective. And over time, that quiet consistency will give you what motivation never could. A foundation you can stand on, even when life is heavy. Discipline is how you become someone you can trust. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to let go of excuses. I don't wait to feel ready. I build discipline daily. 10. Stop living in your head. Live in alignment. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. It's easy to think, easy to imagine, easy to dream of becoming someone stronger, wiser, more in control. But your life doesn't change in your thoughts. It changes in your actions. The Stoics didn't just reflect on wisdom. They practiced it. They didn't just talk about self-control. They lived it, even when no one was watching. That's alignment. But most people live in conflict. They say they want clarity, but live in chaos. They speak about peace, but feed conflict. They claim to seek growth, but avoid discomfort. And here's the hard truth. What you say means little. What you do consistently is who you are. Knowing isn't enough. Understanding isn't enough. Even good intentions aren't enough. If your actions don't align with your values, you'll always feel disconnected from yourself. If you say you value peace, stop entertaining drama. If you say you want to grow, stop delaying your effort. If you say you're focused, let your calendar prove it. Don't chase perfection, chase integrity. Because when your actions and your values match, your mind becomes clear. Your confidence deepens. Your life starts to feel like your own again. And if you ever feel uncertain, come back to one simple question. What would the strongest version of me do right now? Then do that. Let your consistency be your statement. Let your self-respect be earned in your choices. Let your life speak more loudly than your words. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to stop performing and start embodying. I will live as the person I claim to be. Don't just hear these rules. Live them. Now you've heard 10 Stoic rules to rebuild your life. Not feel-good advice, not trendy self-help slogans, but timeless principles that challenge your comfort and strengthen your character. If you apply even one of these rules consistently, you'll begin to shift. From reaction to intention, from distraction to focus, from emotion to alignment. This isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming anchored, calm under pressure, disciplined in daily life, rooted in values that don't change with the mood of the world. That's the Stoic path. It's not easy, it's not loud, but it is the path to something real. Self-respect, inner strength, and peace that doesn't need permission. So now it's your move. Don't let this message fade into tomorrow's noise. Choose one rule. Apply it today, and tomorrow, apply it again. Fix your mind. Fix your life. The blueprint is here. Now it's your turn to build. Drop this final affirmation in the comments if you're ready. I fix my mind. I fix my life. And if this message grounded something in you, share it with someone who's ready to rise. Like the video, comment below, and subscribe for more ancient wisdom made practical for modern strength. Let's keep growing, deliberately, quietly, powerfully, together.